Hello, my friends. It is Friday. If you're watching this live stream, that means you are still alive in the quarantine. Welcome, my friends, to Feedback Friday. It's so good to be able to join with you now. Got a lot of updates, channel updates, information to share, and just wanted to do a couple of those kind of things, and then also answer questions that you guys have, and even share with you some exciting information that you will be able to get involved directly with. So let's start off with a set of greetings. So give me a moment. I'm going to type in greetings. I'm going to switch the language to English. Let me see if this works. I don't think it does. Oh, it's because I got to set my speaker back. Output. There we go. There we go.
Pozdrav.
Pozdrav. Pozdrav. Pozdrav. To my friends in Bosnia, Herzegovina, I say to you, pozdrav. To my friends in America and England and all the English-speaking areas, I say to you, greetings. I welcome you, my Spanish-speaking friends, by saying bienvenidos, or in French, bienvenue, welcome. So I will say that the quarantine has been quite an experience for us here. Obviously, not being able to have any students in the school throws a wrench in our production capabilities. But if you've been keeping up with your channel content, you'll know that despite the quarantine, we are still alive and doing well. And I must give an enormous shout out to my patrons on Patreon, because their financial support has really been clutch during this time. And I'm speaking specifically of some of the investments that I've had to make personally to make the content continue. So I want to speak first of the D&D with high school students shows, because we have been able to continue them through some investments in hardware and software subscriptions, including Zoom Pro. So if you haven't watched, last Friday we did the Medusas. It was our first foray into live streaming the D&D with high school students shows, and I think it went pretty well considering some technical challenges. We had the Vixens last night, and that also went pretty well. Obviously, there's room for growth, and one of the things I'm excited to share with you is that my patrons have really stepped up to help out with that. So Anne has ordered some gaming headsets that have microphones, and a couple of the other patrons are working with me to purchase some additional webcams for some of the students who don't really have very good video at home, and also USB microphones. So I'm hoping that as the next few weeks progress, you will see a huge improvement in the video quality and audio quality from the live streams as we continue to try to do the shows in this crazy quarantine world. But a huge thank you to my patrons for your support during this time. I also want to thank all of you guys. And I want to say that the channel content has been coming on as strong as it was prior to the quarantine, in large part because of my ultimately most valuable human asset in the form of the master himself, Carafa. Carafa and I have been able to come into the studio and work on things like mini painting and Wisdom Wednesdays, Monster Mondays. So all that additional content that you're used to on the channel will be able to continue. And again, part of that is in part because my patrons financially allow us to do that and allow me to help keep Carafa employed and to buy him lunch and to buy Coke Zero. So cheers, everybody. Let's see who's on. Got 25 people in the house. Say some shout outs. There's Annie. There's Ann Adams. Logan, welcome. Dinosaur, good to see you. Isabella Peterson, hi, good to see you again. Matt, one of my newest patrons is here, folks. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the Vixens episode last night. More will be forthcoming. And if everything works out, guys, the exciting part about all of this is that we'll have regularly scheduled live streams. So Thursday nights will be the Vixens and Friday nights will be the Medusas. You might be asking yourself, when are we going to get the Bard Odyssey? I was literally on the phone with Luke today about that. So I am trying to iron out a schedule. With the Bard Odyssey, it's a little more of a challenge because sound is so important. And we've figured out how to unlock the power of doing a game through Zoom, but having live musical performances through Zoom is going to be another challenge entirely, and it requires some logistics as well as a lot more technology involvement. So I am working with Luke Palisard, and hopefully we'll be able to come up with a solution so that we could do the Bard Odyssey and have live music, which is kind of core to the essence of the show. Let's see. Hey, Marie Listapad, our old friend and very gracious supporter. Everybody's doing well, I hope. Kanoko, hey, VA is here. Mark Gump, what's up, my friend? Hope you're staying well down south. And, all of you guys, I hope you know that all of you are in my prayers. I will share with you that I did a first time ever this week. I held a Zoom meeting for my patrons. Not everybody was able to show up because of time differences, but I think we had like 10 or 11 people on. And it was really awesome being able to connect with many of you folks face to face. And I think that, this is our opportunity to do that and to be able to connect. And I think connecting now in this quarantine world that we're in is more important than ever. So above all, I want you guys all to know that all of you are in my prayers. And we are hoping to God that, the social distancing, the quarantine will prevent the further spread of this virus. And also that, it's buying us time. That's the way I look at it. This social distancing and quarantine is buying us time so that our, medical professionals, our scientists can develop an effective vaccine and test it and get it out to people. So I hope that all of you are staying safe, staying clean, and, just, it can be a challenge. It can be a mental and emotional challenge. This is unlike anything in any of our lifetimes. I think the last time a pandemic of this scope had this big of an impact on the world was 1918. So I just want you guys all to know that from the bottom of my heart that I am hoping that all of you stay well, and I truly, truly appreciate your support in whatever you are able to do. Watching the videos, liking the videos, sharing and getting other people to join our community is a huge effort, and I appreciate everything that you guys do. So hopefully all of y'all are staying safe. Carnitas says, this will be a short feedback Friday. Well, it will be, because in about 25 minutes we have to quit and go get everything set up for the game tonight. But that shouldn't take too long. Croft and I have been working on that stuff this afternoon, so hopefully we'll have an easier time getting it set up this time. Good to hear from all of you guys, though. Ann asks if they haven't caught on that I'm still in the building. So, Ann, I am actually one of the very few people, Karafa and I are one of the very few people who are authorized to be in the building. And that is because of the additional work we do with video production for the school and for the community. So most of the villages for whom we do video production are not doing live meetings, obviously for quarantine reasons, but these folks still need to have their legal required open meetings. So we've been facilitating those. Some of those have been through Zoom. Some of those have been through teleconferences where we're putting the audio out with a graphic. And even other community things. Karafa has been knee-deep in church live streaming. So we're actually as busy as we would be without the quarantine. Wouldn't you say, Dave?
Yeah.
I would say we're about as busy as we would be without the quarantine. So yeah, let's see. What do we have here? Dirty Samurai, good to see you, friend. Dirty loved last week's Medusas, just sitting back to watch the Vixens. Yes.
It's time.
Yes, it is time. Thank you, Dave. Time for a little bit of the Coke Zero cheers, folks. Cheers to everybody. Good health. We are going to be live tonight for the Medusas, DOD. I made the Medusas live show tonight, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's 5:30 for you, DOD. So you better drive home from work really fast and eat your dinner while you're watching the show. Clockwork Rex, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Tony, hey guys. Bree, how are we looking on the Waterdeep Dragon Heist? Wow, that goes back pretty far. I could tell you that I have spoken to Beecher, but I don't know if there are any plans for him to continue running Waterdeep Dragon Heist. And it might be the kind of thing where he might have to recast people and run it, or we might just get a whole nother group of kids to run it. So, but I would say that that's a stretch. There's a lot of other programs that we have on the burners right now that have kind of taken priority over that. Mike Flynn, good to see you. I was just talking about the Zoom meeting that we had with the patrons. It was great connecting with everybody. Really good talks about just a lot of different cool things. So, Mushu, three episodes behind on the Medusas. Can't tune in live. Trying to binge. Yeah, get caught up, my friend, because things are happening. This is that point in the season where they are really going deep into the storyline and major plot things are happening. So I'm very excited also tonight. There's a very good possibility that several of my patron-created NPCs are going to make an appearance. So look forward to that. Keep an eye open for that. Jordan is on. Hi, Jordan. See you in about 45 minutes. Scotty Marish, good to see you, buddy. Scott brings up Cthulhu. We're looking forward to Cthulhu too, let me tell you. Obviously, we may be in a position where this quarantine goes longer than anyone had anticipated. And if that's the case, we will most likely make the Cthulhu games operate in the Zoom fashion that we've now adopted for live streaming. Which kind of breaks my heart a little bit because I spent $300 on modern miniatures for the Cthulhu game. They're all sitting right here. But fear not, friends. We're going to innovate, and the Cthulhu game will happen. It's just going to kind of be, on the back burners right now while we get our grip on how to improve the online streaming stuff that we have. So stay tuned for that. Tyler Hughes clocking in to say hello. Hey, Tyler. Hope you're well. Halfling question, what's a halfling in Bill Allen world? When I started, they were hairy-footed hobbits. Now they're depicted differently. How do you reconcile? In New Wolf Oatmai, in the continent where the seasons 2 through the current seasons have been set, Halflings are essentially the same as they are depicted in the 5th edition Player's Handbook. So there are stouts, and there are a few different halfling options from the Player's Handbook, and some of the other supplements give you some varieties for halflings. I don't actually have halflings anywhere else in my original world. I also don't have Dragonborn, or Tieflings, or Asimars, or Goliaths. None of the other D&D races are in my original world. The only other race from D&D in my original world are humans. Now, before anybody is confused, I will say there are many other races in my original world. They are created by me and not D&D races. And I did that over 20 years ago in 1998 intentionally, because when I was beginning developing my original world, I wanted it to be different from the stereotypical fantasy settings. So I created entire pantheons of gods. I created entire races and backgrounds and whole continents, and stories for how those different races evolved over time. Yeah, good question. Yeah. Byron Lee, hello. Clockwork Rex, greater good. Good to hear that you're doing well, friend. A lot of people are using Zoom. And between that and Skype and Hangouts and FaceTime, I was actually able to. Karafa actually dialed me in to a Facebook Messenger live video chat, and I was able to connect with like 10 of the former students. It was really good to see everybody. So just in case you were wondering if, how everybody's doing, all the kids, all the ones who graduated, all the ones from previous seasons, everybody's healthy. Thank God everybody's doing well. So that is a positive thing to be happy about. Hey, Martin, good, doing well. I'm behind on the chat, so I'm just now reading Ann's response. That's because the school couldn't afford a couple of Rottweilers. Yeah, Karafa and I are holding it down. It's basically me and Dave and like 4 security and custodian people. That's it. No teachers are even allowed in the school, so it's actually pretty quiet. It's kind of nice. We're getting a lot of stuff done too. A lot of cleaning. We are going through massive archival processes. We have been archiving tapes and DVDs, and Karafa has been archiving hundreds of hours of film, actual 8mm film. So we've been digitizing the hell out of everything. So our archive is strong. Next week, we will be cleaning out the studio and painting. And just because we'll be bored, we are actually going to live stream me and Karafa painting. So, if you're sitting around in the quarantine and you just want to watch a locked down wide shot of Dave and I behind the scenes, that'll be next week. Marie says, I've been doing much crafting. May I still send props? Yes, you may. We can receive mail. The shipping and receiving department people will bring it down if we do get anything. So I can say this, guys. The mini painting has been occupying most of my crafting time, but I do have a bunch of additional crafting projects. So hopefully next week on Thursday, I'll do a Crafty Thursday live stream, and I'm going to go back into those cavern tiles and work through that process. Because I think one of the nicest things that I really learned from the terrain crafting process is how to make use of cheap or even recycled materials. You can make some pretty cool stuff with garbage. So let's see. Hey, Brittany. What's up, Brittany? I'm just catching up on this. Dova Keen. Dova. Cheers, everybody. It's Friday. Isabella, the quarantine hit at a time where my year at school got 2 weeks off anyway. We're making our big written projects, just turned in today, so next week we have e-learning again. Yes. Our spring break ended, so this past week was the first week back from spring break, and the e-learning has continued. So That is definitely a thing that is continuing to happen. Kanoko probably missed this, but I'll say real quick, the Bard Odyssey will come back. We just have a little bit more logistics to figure out with the Bard Odyssey because of the sound. We want to be able to include live music, so we're trying to figure out how best to do that. But it will happen. It shall happen. VA, yes, brother, it was good to connect with everybody, and we will do that more. I think I'm going to try. I don't know if I could commit to that every week, but I for sure can do it once a month and have just a patron, meetup over Zoom. And I think it's a great way for us to connect and share ideas. Speaking of which, in a little bit, I'm going to get to talking about our Discord. So stay tuned for that. Tyler Hughes, Tomer's here. To answer the how we were allowed in school, because Karafa and I have essential work that has to be completed and requires equipment and access to equipment, we actually are on the authorized security list, so our badges work, which is pretty cool. Byron Lee. Oh, Jordan's running some D&D on the side. That's good. That's definitely good. Byron Lee, what is your opinion of the adventure, The Sunless Citadel? I'm going to try to run the adventure. You know what? I think, to be honest with you, any of the published adventures are a great way for you to start in D&D, because 5th edition is really simple and user-friendly, and they make it so that they give you enough of a storyline to follow, but then you could also spin off and do your own thing with it. So whether it's Lost Mines of Phandelver or Sunless Citadel, or any of the published stuff like the Waterdeep stuff, all of that is really easy to use. The other thing is if you go through that stuff and you're looking for other options, I'm going to give a plug to my guys at Limitless Adventures. So Limitless Adventures is a small, family-owned and veteran-owned company based in Central Illinois, and these guys write so much cool stuff. And you could go to their website and browse through their catalog. They have a ton of stuff out there. A lot of it is basically there so that as a DM, you can homebrew or just run like an adventure without it even being a campaign, and they give you story hooks and ideas. Some of their stuff is about NPCs, where they give you NPCs that you could just drop into any adventure, and each NPC has like different adventure hooks or possibilities. They have monster stuff, they have adventure stuff, and they even went across genres and did their own line called 5th Evolution, which uses the D&D 5e rule set, but it has different settings. So like they have stuff that takes place during like World War I, World War II, the 20s. They have superhero stuff. So if you're looking for very affordable stuff that you could buy either a physical copy of or just a cheap PDF, Limitless Adventures is awesome. They were also one of our partners at this year's LionCon. They run their own gaming convention in Central Illinois called Lexicon, and they're just really nice guys. DOD met them, and I'm sure he would attest. Yeah, there you go. Love Andy and Mike. Yeah, they're really good guys. And so if you're looking for additional stuff to run with your group, whether you're a newbie DM or an experienced veteran, check out Limitless Adventures because they have really good stuff. Annie. Yeah, it's funny to hear the stories from people about how this quarantine is affecting their places. Some people are on super lockdown. Some people in certain places, like life is just going on like normal, and then there's all sorts of variations in between. I would say that around here, it's very quiet. Our downtown, which is normally bustling and has a lot of restaurants, is very quiet. The restaurants are all doing carry-out stuff to try to just stay open. So it's been a very different kind of experience. But we, thank God, like I said before, we are all safe here. The kids that you know from all the shows, the ones that are in the current shows and the ones who graduated from previous seasons, they are all safe. So I'm just grateful. I feel like we're riding this thing out. So we're riding it out together, and God willing, I will be healthy and Crawford will be healthy, and we will continue to make stuff and connect with you guys. But I wanted to segue to something really quick, and that is about connecting. So a couple weeks ago, we started up a Discord server for Bill Allen World, and this was something that I had talked to DoD Spec Ops about doing like a year ago, and I just never had time. And then we started working on Lagos, and Lagos kind of took up a lot of our time. But Michael Flynn and Eric Stearns and a few of the other patrons started this up and launched it, and I'm telling you guys, it is awesome. They have built in so many cool features to it, so many different kind of chat threads and areas where you can connect with other people. But the biggest thing, the thing that I am most excited about, is that they are starting to run a series of adventures in a West Marches style environment. So if you don't know what that means, it's basically imagine like a weekly campaign that's not necessarily focused on an overall story, but it's just a series of adventures, so that it's all set in the same place, so that no matter what group you played with in the first week, you could join into another group the next week, and it could be different players, but you're running another adventure, and it's all set in this same world. The coolest thing about it is that the DMs have the big map. They know what's where and what's going to be everywhere, and they're going to maintain notes for each adventure so that they all know what's happening in that world. So it's a real living world. But the players don't know any of that. All they see is what they've explored on this island so far. So the setup and the premise for this is super cool, and I don't want to drop any spoilers, but I'm just going to say this. If you are one of those people who's been saying to yourselves, man, I really wish I could get into a D&D game, this is your golden opportunity. It doesn't cost you anything. Just go over to the Bill Allen World Discord server and jump onto that. In fact, I don't know if, it might be kind of hard for me to find that in another window, but it would be awesome if any of you guys that are watching right now, Michael Flynn, if you could share the permalink to the Discord in the chat, that would be awesome. Let me see if I can pull it up. I'm on my secondary laptop. I think I'm going to paste this into the chat, guys, but I'm telling you, when I got a sneak peek from the DM's perspective, this looked so awesome. So there it is. Please try that Discord link that I just pasted in the chat. The way that they're going to run this is super friendly. So you don't really need to know a lot about D&D because it's not set in any of the standard D&D worlds. All you need to do is make a character. They have integrated cool automated features into this Discord. So there's dice rolling options, there's character creation options, all of this stuff that's all right there. So by all means, go join the Bill Allen World Discord and connect with our community. This is literally my dream. Like, Bill Allen World has a vast mission statement with multiple options and things that we want to do. And one of the biggest things that I have hoped for this whole time is to build the gaming community, to reach out to people and connect and help other people who have, maybe you used to play games, but your friends moved away or whatever, and, you haven't been able to play. Like, this isn't face-to-face, it's not perfect, but it's darn close. And the work that's been done, by the way, the custom world map was done by one of my patrons, the Priory. who is a beautiful cartographer. Like, this work is amazing, and he played it down. He was like, yeah, it's okay. He's like, it's not as good as my usual maps. I saw this map and I was like, wow, this is going to be awesome. So please, by all means, if you guys are looking for an opportunity to connect with some of the cool people who are already part of this community, you're going to recognize names and handles. You're going to recognize people's YouTube handles. So get on that Discord vibe and join up. The first game is tomorrow night, Saturday night, okay? So check into it, and let me see. Yeah, Mushu was answering Brittany's question. There's a bot that uses text commands. It's pretty easy. But you know what? It's more than anything else, using the Discord game framework just to connect people to play the game. I think the technical parts will work themselves out. The point is really to have some fun adventures. And you know, when you look at role-playing games, and especially D&D, so often people's first experience with role-playing games in D&D is rolling dice and killing things. So, and I've always said, you guys know this, D&D can be so much more than just killing things and getting treasure. And exploration is one of the coolest things about any role-playing game, exploring an unknown world. And this is for fantasy, sci-fi, post-apocalyptic, whatever, you know, your genre is, exploration is such a cool part of the game. So I'm super excited for this, and I told the DMs that I can't DM in this, but I might pop in and play. So it just looks really cool, and I'm super excited. Scorpion Assassin, welcome. You're new to D&D, you found the right place, my friend. I dare say that I have the coolest and friendliest community on YouTube. So I welcome you, and I hope that you've been enjoying the D&D with High School Students series so far. And as I just said, look in the chat for the link to our Discord, because we have a community that is growing its own gaming environment. So we need players. Actually, I don't think we need players. We have a lot. But I welcome all of you guys. And if you want to DM, let Michael or Eric Stearns know, and they could patch you in. So, you know, I think we're going to work it out, but it's exciting, and it's no pressure. You know, you're playing with a bunch of people who are having an opportunity to connect, to play D&D over the internet, you know, face to face or voice to voice over the internet, and have fun. So, you know, that's to me the best part. We're staying connected. So, and that is truly a big blessing, guys. Aina, my friends and patrons, Aina and Nadine from Bosnia. Welcome, 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 welcome. Yes, I would love to see your map. So Aina is one of the people. She and Nadine are new to D&D, and they are playing at home in the quarantine. They have sent me some cool pictures of all their D&D stuff. I'm a little bit jealous. So I'm very excited to have them joining the community too. Mahu Ellen, long time no see. Sweet Mahu Ellen, my friend. It's good to see you too. God bless you. Kanoko says that I'm literally William from Stranger Things. That's funny. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I was. Maybe I was in another life. Hey Cindy, how's it going? I will say this, guys. I, as you know, have to leave because we are doing the show in 20 minutes. So Karafa and I have to shift gears and get set up. So please, by all means, go grab a bite to eat, pour yourself a beverage, and come back to the channel for the Medusas Live in about 20 minutes. I love you all. My prayers are with you and your families. And I truly hope that all of you stay safe and healthy, and we'll see you guys soon. Peace out. Love.